Hello, my name is Navigator. In today's quick video, we're going to be doing a brief review of the DC Multiverse McFarlane The Guardian figure. This is one that I had been anticipating for quite some time. You guys know me, though I'm not a major fan of the McFarlane DC line, but for certain superheroes, I just have to pick it up, and this one was, no exception. So, as you guys know, I reviewed the DC Universe Classics Guardian, which is easily my favorite of the two. And you guys know me, I have the huge DC UC collection, but I am a fan of Guardian. He's one of my favorite DC heroes, so I wanted to pick up his other version from McFarlane. And this is actually fairly unique. This is going to be a Platinum edition. You can see the sticker there. And I apologize, my camera's not really focusing for some reason. Who knows? But I'm not really sure why. There's no normal version of this figure. This is just how it is. So, quick little story. I kind of played the long game on this at Target, waited until it got on Christmas clearance, and I actually got this for $12, $12.50 at Target. So a very good deal. And even more of an incentive to buy it. But really quickly taking a look at the box here. Pretty typical DC look there. On the side, the Guardian. There's a really cool picture on the back that we're going to see here in a second, and then the Guardian Action Comics there on the side. We'll toss that away. Here's the collectible card that it comes with here, the Guardian. And if you guys don't know who the Guardian is, his real name is James Jacob or Jim Harper. During World War II, Jim Harper was trained by specialist coach Joe Morgan. But rather than seek fame and fortune as an athlete, the young idealist became a policeman. Patrolling Suicide Slum, Harper befriended juvenile trouble magnates, the Newsboy Legion, and devised his superhero persona, the Guardian. When he was murdered decades later, Harper's genetic material was harvested by Project Cadmus. The top-secret genetics facility was headed by his old newsboy wards, and they used his perfect DNA to clone him as chief of security. Using advanced technology, the reborn Harper continued the good fight as the Golden Guardian. And I'm assuming this is probably the Golden Guardian. But yeah, haven't read too many comics about the Guardian aside from the Seven Soldiers series that DC did back in the early to mid 2000s. But regardless, he is one of my favorites. So there's the card there. Another cool feature here is the McFarlane stand. And this actually has the new DC Bullet logo. Of course, it was a retro logo DC used to use in the 70s, 80s. And they have now gone back to it as opposed to that DC Multiverse logo. So that is really cool. The only issue is that it's kind of off-center. It's not really centered anywhere. It's kind of in an odd area. But we do have that. The only other accessory we get is going to be the Guardian's shield. So he's kind of like the DC's version of Captain America. He has the shield. No other gimmick really aside from the strength and the speed maybe. But this is really cool. A bit tiny, but beggars can't be choosers. And then, of course, we have the figure here. Primarily gold, yellow, and blue. So the boots here are going to be that typical, McFarlane articulation, toe articulation, ball joint there at the ankle. And those are all gold. And then moving up here to the torso, you can see there's a little bit of, detail on there. I'm sure you guys can hear that. There's some kind of stippling, I think is what you call it. But, blue leggings, again, the golden trunks there. And that blue kind of continues up the torso, but then there's kind of a gold cap, almost like pauldrons there, and you can see the stippling on there. Gold gauntlets. He has one fisted hand and one open hand. You actually use it as a trigger hand if you want, but that is for holding the shield. And then we finally have the head sculpt here. A very nice head sculpt. Very, very well done head sculpt. And he does have butterfly joints there. So, not a lot going on with this figure. Pretty basic. And if you guys were curious, here is him with the shield equipped. And it actually, it's a little slippery though. I will say his hand kind of turns a lot, but we can move that, and there we go. He looks great with that. We can throw him on the stand here, and I don't know. I might display him on. I might not. Maybe he'll go in the vault. We'll see. But for $12, I could not pass this guy up. So, folks, once again, a review of the DC Multiverse McFarlane The Guardian figure. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.